from the beginning, I really like Sentinels comp here. I think this is a fantastic comp to run at the moment on Split. I already went through this when I was talking about them playing against DRX. But, yeah, I prefer it to the Team Liquid comp. So, let's see if that plays out. Nats is trying to disrespect the Viper Wall over in B main, while Team Liquid play 3 towards mid, trying to catch somebody like Zekken or Sassy, but instead it's Nats that gets caught. He's trying to push out and get information in front of this Viper Wall. You can see that already finding value. And Nats isn't really going to be able to do the same thing on the other side because he has to commit his resources over to A ramp.
Aware that heaven's been empty this entire time. The ping coming out from John QT and the jump ping from Enzo, but he's not going to be able to win the duel. Now it's up to Keiko. He gets the trade, and Yappy, he just was. That's
oh my God, what? Team Liquid should not have won that round. I think Sentinels played that round really nicely. Yampy just popped off. I mean, you could argue that Sentinels should be trying to more aggressively re-clear backside or something like that if you really wanted to nitpick, but I think most of the time Yampy just doesn't, or anyone just doesn't hit those 3 kills, and Sentinels wins the pistol. Oh, this is an interesting counter. Look at the smoke that Mystic's thrown in B main. So this is a smoke that I originally saw thrown by Avova a long time ago, years ago. Not many people do it. I like playing it in ranked sometimes, and it allows you to get really aggressive in B main. It's difficult for the attackers to be able to get through without utility, and so this is to try again to counter this Viper Wall that's happening over here. Alright, so let's have a look. Another round. Keiko's still with that operator. Deep mid wall. TenZ teleports without the cages even being used over towards A. TenZ just gets into a decent spot. Nice shot by Zekken as well. I really like how disciplined Sentinels are when they take mid control. These kind of rounds, very standard from Sentinels. We've seen them put a little bit of pressure over towards A, with TenZ being a large component of that. And then they have 2 players go mid. So they've been running a lot of these, like either 1-2-2 or sometimes just straight up 2-3 defaults. And the mid players are really cautious at the beginning of the round. And you see in a round like this how it pays off, because Zekken gets rewarded with a kill on somebody that's played aggressively in mid. And then, you know, later on in the round, TenZ tends to smoke mail for them, and then they try and take mid with a boombot, or sometimes with the Sky utility, but most of the time it's just on Zekken. They don't have the strongest mid attack in the world, but they're creating a lot of pressure over towards A, so it weakens mid in theory anyway. Quite risky for TenZ to go for that in that moment when Heaven wasn't smoked, but they got away with it, and there's very little time here for Liquid. Sentinels keep getting into really good post-plant positions while they're favored. We're not really seeing Team Liquid with any great retake opportunities. It's not like they're trying to retake and Sen are playing amazing post-plants. It's just that Sen get into really solid post-plants where they're up a player already, and it becomes very difficult for Liquid to retake, especially when they have an op. So this time they have Sassy over towards A ramp. It doesn't really look like they're going to be able to get very much A ramp control. And TenZ has gone over with Zelsis to try to control Mystic. Mystic's been playing pretty aggressively over towards B. So Sentinels have committed 2 players to making sure that Mystic just sits in a passive position on site. Mid gets walled, and Zekken wasn't really there with enough other people. It was only Zekken in mid. They were running a 2-1-2 on the attack. So it's taken them a while to break this mid wall, but they have eventually put a hole in it. The response from Team Liquid is not to go back and clear mid, but to actually push out A main. They don't see John QD. So now they've got fairly decent information, but they're worried that mid might have been compromised. Now when you hear the dog in mid, you realize where the attackers are. So Liquid realize now that it's a fight for B heaven. Oh, good nade from Zekken. Come on, TenZ, just chill, just chill. Oh, and Sassy needed to chill as well. Okay, this is where I think you've got some potential stuff that Sentinels can work on, because up until this point in the round, this is looking really nice. They controlled B main, which is where Mystic was playing a bit aggressively. They were patient in mid. Now they're getting back up to mid. They didn't get caught by an A re-clear. And so This is all looking really solid. They've got 40 seconds left. Liquid kind of know where they're going as well, but this is all looking fairly good. They've got a smoke over here too. It's again the way that this is actually an issue that they had previously too, the way that they were getting into B site from B heaven, and it was a lot worse in the past. They're definitely looking a lot better now, but they're not really getting posted on angles before they decide to drop into hell and swing out rafters. They're not trying to control the area and get in together. Zekken's trying to just find a timing basically to get in. He's not waiting for Tens or Sassy, so I think that's a mistake from Zekken. And then when Tens goes in, I mean, Zekken does manage to get a kill out of it as well, so the timing portion of it does work. As long as Zekken then chills a little bit and lets Tens post. But then once Tens runs in, he just immediately jumps down into hell, which doesn't allow him to trade. You know, imagine if Tens had just paused there and controlled this angle. Enzo 100% dies in this position. And then Sassy's going to be able to pick him up. I mean, Tens does actually jump down and get the kill anyway, but they'd be playing in a much more controlled manner, I think, if they just held these angles a little for like a fraction of a second longer and didn't overheat to make the play. Because what you then have is, it's this period where Tens then faces CT and Sassy just walks in. You've already got a winning advantage right now. If Sassy just doesn't walk in here and Tens is still sat in hell waiting for other players to slowly clear out angles, they'd win this round 100%. And instead, they both just walk into players. Tens teleports on top of the box. Tens TPs on top of new box to fight Keiko instead of just chilling or waiting for a teammate, and Sassy pushes into the smoke. I didn't even realize. I thought Tens just swung, but he didn't. He teleported on top of new box. Bro, what can he do? He could take the rope and go to heaven. He could teleport to the bottom of new box and just hide. He could teleport to the bottom of new box and play pillar with the rest of his team. He could teleport underneath new box, wait for Sassy to get onto rafters, and then double swing Keiko. There's tons of things that he can do there. More B main aggression. Serious theme of what Team Liquid are doing. I'm not huge on pushing like this with the showstopper, but because of how deep the dog went, because the dog didn't get broken, Keiko can commit to that. So the play out there is pretty much identical to the one that Sentinels did in the previous game where Zekken went super deep with the showstopper. But this time the dog was able to clear out all of this area, so he knew that it was clear. Previously, the dog had been broken. Like when Zekken went for the play, the dog got broken instantly. And even so, I'm not really a huge fan of going for a play like that. Keiko manages to survive and make it work. Sentinels don't have somebody in spawn. They have somebody, like the B main players, controlling it from the market side. So they do end up getting pushed into market there. Now, what the hell is happening with this react into A? Tens smokes the site and then teleports over to elbow with a flash. Mystic, though, is over towards the other side of ramp and swings to punish Sassy, who didn't realize that there was somebody there. And now Tens is just kind of on site. This is a really crazy round. Wow. Enzo should have had that one, I think. I mean, Liquid should... Oh my god, what a flick as well. They know that Tens is still on site. Don't think there's any great reason for Mystic to be contesting that before Yampy and Keiko are ready. But he's just trying to limit the positioning of where Tens can go to, I suppose. But yeah, interesting idea that round. This is becoming one of the most common defaults that Sentinels go for, the 2-3. And then they take mid just with a boombot. I think that's a big weakness. Yeah, they just spam Zekken, right? Let's go back and take a look at that. Did Enzo just swing as soon as Boombot was used or something? Not even. I don't think Boombot even got used. I think Enzo just picked a timing and swung. Alright. The shield there, but it's going to still be a 1-for-1 trade. Tens, here's the shadow step, but it's Mystic. Tens has a guess that it's going to be in the smoke. The Omen mind games now. The Vipers. They're really using the Seekers to get super deep on B, and I like this pit from Zelsis. Now Tens has got weird situation, though. He's got to play really patiently and smartly. He's just walking down mid. He didn't even think about the fact that there was somebody potentially male, but I guess that's where Celsius had just gone, so it would be unlikely.
Oh, they're going to need some good utility here. Tens on this lurk. Finds one. Oh, if he was able to stay alive, so much time would have been bought, but now that he goes down, Team Liquid confident they can go into the site, and Saucy going for another card. High time. Saucy, he's got the ping down, and Team Liquid, they have no idea. They aren't even suspecting that there's going to be yet another member up in heaven. Celsius just trying to draw even more gunfire. The defuse comes through, and there's the fire from the Bulldog.
Yeah, another round where really nice mid-rounding from Sentinels ends up getting the win for them. Fantastic audible from, I mean, I would assume from Celsius, to just follow the Seekers and pop down the pit. Alright, this time, all 5 players on Sentinels are over towards A. And so the job for Sentinels is to make it still feel like there's only 2 or 3 of them here. So they do the same things. Tens actually fakes the teleport. Tens loves actually TPing into that cyber cage. This time he fakes it, and they get caught out. They think it's just a fight for A ramp. Ooh, the nade is quite nice though from Keiko, but still. A nice positioning from Tens as well to be able to get trades. Are they going to go for this? Oh, the paranoia is so big. I mean, Tens has just lost this. Tens doesn't have the time there to click a better place on the map. Like, if Tens had maybe been able to teleport into heaven, he might have still been able to win this round, maybe by running out onto rafters, but it is so difficult when he has to ult away that quickly. It's a round-winning play to res the Omen with Paranoia. That's a very high IQ play by Enzo, realizing that they have the blind there. Look at this reactive play as well. Again, pushing out B main, trying to catch the other part of this B split. I really like it. I mean, look how aggressive this is from Liquid. Just retaking all of this space. Might have been an audible by Yampi here instead of Enzo, considering he was faster than the B players were. But now they're going to be set up for a really unusual retake. They're taking away a lot of the lurk positions as well for John Cutie. They're slightly worried about the push in the smoke. Yeah, that is a good shot. If Enzo misses that, he just gives away a lot of where they're playing. Big peek from Zekken. Sassy is giving them a little bit more space and freedom in CT. Good wide swing from Yampi to be able to kill Tens, but Zekken is farming. Zekken's peek onto Mystic was instrumental in slowing down the retake from happening, and then he kills another 3 players on site. Alright, now Zekken has ult. 4 players looking to try and take B main. I do like that Liquid have a very clear counter-strat to this Viper wall in B main. It's a very thinking team, this version of Liquid. A very simple, good round from Sentinels to end this half. They managed to get enough map control, despite the fact that Liquid were really trying to fight them for it. They had good mid-rounding as well, in at least 2 of the rounds this half. They could have easily won the pistol, had Yampi not popped off. And they frequently managed to get themselves into player advantage post-plants. And they actually only tossed 1 round, I think. They obviously lost 6, but I think they only threw away 1. Am I forgetting one? Maybe they threw away 2? But not many. Way better than I've seen before. It is an interesting wall, yeah. I'm wondering if they do it on more than just the pistol. I think it's unusual to have your Cypher and your Viper playing both on the same site with this comp. You can do that, especially if you have more players fighting over towards A ramp. But hello. Oh my god. Oh, what? This is exactly when you're expecting the players in screens to be getting ready to throw utility. So Keiko's just taking a pure timing play in a 2v3, which isn't a bad idea because you're down a player and you've got to do something. But he does actually catch Tens with... Oh, wait, no, I thought Tens had a smoke in his hands. He didn't. He was just looking. I don't exactly know what he was looking at, to be honest, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, maybe John Cutie can win this still. He's a good clutcher. Oh, and the final player's gone heaven. I love that reposition from Mystic. Yeah, wow. That's excellently played by Keiko and Mystic there.
Paranoia comes out there trying to create more distance, but Keiko just a bit too close. Sassy gets another one as well.
I mean, it could have been some dumb mistake like that. Oh my god, they're winning this. Well, that's a true eco. Just running at them with classics. Oh my god. Well, that's a massive, massive kill. This would be a great time to either B split or just hard hit A. Because even though you've killed the Cypher on B, that is going to be informing so many rotates from the defense side. Yeah, so they're going to make it feel like a mid to B, and they're actually going to go A. What a great call by Liquid. Look, there's 3 players expecting them to hit B because the Cypher's dead. Oh, bro, the nade. Keiko, what are you doing, bro? Well, rest in peace this round. So they're 1 away from Seekers. It looks like they want to try and play for that, possibly, in B main. Nope, they're just going to go for the dog. Another missed nade. Another missed nade. This play, by the way, will fucking roll people in ranked. The amount of times my brain has been twisted by someone doing this to me is outrageous. Smoke on top of new box, teleport on top of it, teleport again over into this corner. Dude, it absolutely twists people. Just later on. I don't think Mystic needs to be pushed deep in spawn like that. I think he's just feeling the TikTok. Nats is maybe thinking about going for a mid-B flank, which is why he's playing B main a bit more aggressively. But Sassy's keeping Yampi's focus here, which should allow... Oh my god. They just fragged them to pieces. In this round, we've got Liquid playing really heavy around mid. Yampi's just got a flashback. Zelsis making sure he doesn't die. Counter paranoia looks good. Ooh. Nobody really able to push off the back of this, but that's just to try to cancel the hit from happening. Counter Seekers, I think, are nice here from Sassy. It's just going to slow down Liquid a lot. Yeah, not just slow them down. It's going to obscure Zekken, who gets 2 shots onto people and then gets an ult kill. I thought Tens would be good for that kill on the back as well, and now this is actually winnable still for Liquid. Zekken ace? Certainly could, couldn't he? Oh, he gets a 5k, but it's not an ace. Oh, what a swing by Nats. I want to point out what Tens does here. He ults all the way into the back here, which is just to contain, I think. It's a bit of a wild play to go for. But we don't see it on screen. Nats swings into him, and Tens tries to jump away or something. Yeah, that's a round-losing play there. Okay, John's stunned, but they run into the trip trying to clear him out. I really like that cage trip setup. And Tens gets the kill over in B main as well on Enzo, who's trying to run through. Oh, and Celsius picks it up. Wow. They just got rinsed by the Cypher setup and tried to accelerate to overwhelm it, and it all went wrong. Here it comes. Oh, he missed the shot. And Tens gets out. I like that. But now they're going to have to play replay. Oh my god. Wait, where are the smokes? Why is Mystic not smoking?
Look at this timing. He's gonna catch Yak out, but I think they might have seen his barrel. No! 10 scopes out at the wrong trade. 4v2.
All right, little Sage Wall boost. Cool idea. Team Liquid are full of ideas.
They can even things up. Enzo just hiding behind as well, but Sassy wins out the boom bot. Spots Enzo after only
Nice from Sen.
Alive here. He shall at the ready for second to make
Another missed nade.
of the site. From the shadows all the way to backside, but that allows second to get the peek before the wall comes out. Blast pack just to keep them at bay. Mystic now surely spotted here at backside.
It's really cool seeing Mystic and Tens play against each other. They're both super aggressive. I think Mystic has made more TikTok plays than... maybe that's not true. They've both made a lot.
They are just pushing through, overpowering this Viper's pit. It has now gone down, and it's all down to Yappy. He can't find the targets. The paranoia. He has no idea.
Here comes Tens.
Has come around time. Not going to be there while he gets the kill. Tens will.
Yeah, I think that was a pretty well played map by both teams, and I think Sentinels ended up being able to really utilize the fact that their composition is super good on this map. I think that they got large value out of Zelsis, even some like passive value in terms of just forcing Team Liquid to play in a certain way. Liquid find it a little difficult to be able to get in. We saw some cool stuff again from Tens on this map, and picking up the operator, which I don't think we saw too much of him doing previously. And yeah, Sassy Sky actually looking really good as well. I feel like that's something I haven't been commenting on too much, but I had so many criticisms about the way that Sassy was playing Sky. Around the same time that I made the Tens video, I said that I could have made a whole video just talking about how bad Sassy was on the Sky. But on this map, and on Bind, he got good fairly quickly, actually. But on this map, he's really improved a lot of what he's doing, and the way that his team playing off of it was really solid too. He's looking so much better. Won't Split just become a ban versus Sentinels? What about Bind? What about potentially their Sunset as well, unless you're a really good Sunset team? They're building out a really good map pool here, guys. Petition to skip Haven. So Sentinels are running the Viper Omen composition, and Liquid are running the Breach Sova. Now, I do just want to pause for a moment here and talk about the fact that, generally speaking, this is considered to be the better composition right now on Haven. It's super powerful. It's outrageous. This Viper Orb here just makes A so obnoxious to play against. You can do tons of different flood defend plays over towards C. On the attack side, it's still perfectly good as well. But there are some ways of outplaying it with the Breach Sova comp, and it's about making sure that you take away good positions that the Viper comp wants to play around. So specifically, if you're hitting A, this area here ends up being really, really important, because this is the area that people are going to come in from the rotates and try to play in, and they're going to be holding this kind of area. So if you can flood a bunch of Breach Sova utility into that direction, and if you can try to save your utility to anticipate the people flood defending, and do a lot of flanking on the defense side so that you get around so that you're retaking from many different angles instead of getting bogged down by the Viper util, I think you actually can still win with this Breach Sova comp if you play it really well. And I think the EMEA teams, from what I've seen, have thought about this quite a lot, whereas the Americas teams just kind of decided to copy the Viper comp because it looks better. And I think it is generally better. But we'll see how this ends up playing out, whether it's Sentinels being bad at the comp or whether it's Liquid with some really nice counter ideas. So this looks like, this is the like old DRX pistol round strat, where your Jet like flash and dashes into B, and the rest of your team goes for a C split, and your Jet paths like this, and so you're trying to pinch the people in top garage. So Zelsis should be under a lot of pressure here. Normally this gets countered by people over in top C coming back to help and throwing good counter utility, but it's just a really, it has a lot of value because it's unusual pathing. In this situation, though, they get caught by their own stun. Keiko gets caught by Yampi's stun. So the whole strat is just fucked right from the beginning. I mean, that is just GG go next on the pistol round. You didn't even get to see the strat at all, because the main component of getting the Jet into a good position just fucking got stunned and died. So very standard defensive setup here for Sentinels, but They are going to need, in about 15 seconds, to get some information again over towards A. Whether that's dogging short, flashing long. I think the flash long makes the most sense. We'll see if that's what they go for. Oh, okay, so the breach just flashed there. So if you wait like 5 seconds and then flash, this would be really good info for Sassy. Oh, aftershock, alright. So every time it feels like Sassy should be getting info, they get info anyway. Oh, and he actually flashes down short and doesn't see anything, so he might think that this is fake pressure now. It feels like Team Liquid were maybe waiting for that Sky util to get used so that they could open up a different site. Do you see what Liquid have done there? They've put a lot of pressure over towards A, and as soon as the Sky util was used to try to gather info, they immediately pivoted into a B hit, and now they're into a post plan. This looks really quite nice to me. Great timing on Team Liquid's hit. Oh, that paranoia is so fat. Oh. God, that paranoia was almost amazing from TenZ. If it was old paranoia that went a bit quicker, I think that could have potentially won Sentinels the round. I think this is a great round by Liquid, though, on the anti-bonus. We'll see whether Sentinels get caught by that again. But another thing that they can do in the future is, if they want to keep 3 people A, which you often do, they could pull one person over towards the B connector. So, like, you play 2A, 1 in the B connector, and then 1 here, 1 here. Alright, again, Team Liquid putting a lot of pressure over towards A early on. Mystic teleports into the spot. They clear short with a recon. Same defensive Killjoy setup here from John Cutie. TenZ needs to keep at least 1 smoke to defend C. And he smokes the choke. I don't like this decision a huge amount, because what TenZ has done here is he's used both of his smokes immediately, and once he needs to be calling for the Viper wall to go up, and I think if he smoked for himself in a different spot, like let's say over towards logs, or over here or something like that, I think these two would be able to try to hold backside a little better. Now, they might still be able to kill Keiko, maybe even break the recon and get into a spot, but I think they're going to miss the fact that they don't have that smoke. They get out, and now they don't have it for the retake. Now, you want to be flood defending here mostly by smoking over towards logs. You pop this wall up, you smoke here at logs, you've got a really nice ability to take back sight with a flash. Nanoswarms there, keep everybody back for a while. And TenZ doesn't have another smoke for a long time. Oh, here we go. He's just got one back. So he smokes the choke point again. They use the Viper wall to get into back sight. It'd be nice to see them smoke the spike here as well, but still winnable possibly. Very difficult though. Yeah, I think Haven's quite a difficult map to play as the Omen, because you have to be really conscious about where you put your smokes. And I think that a lot of the time you're going to want to, if the idea in this round was that they're going to take backside control just with the Viper wall anyway, then really you want to see a smoke on the spike there, so that when you've taken backside control and you're starting to push forwards, somebody can be on the defuse while the others are facing down C long. Like I said, if you're going to play offsite and you have access to both of your smokes, which TenZ didn't, then you can smoke over towards logs, use that to get in, and then you can put a smoke down for spike. On split, TenZ has a ton of freedom with how he plays the Omen, because he's playing with 2 other agents that can smoke. And this is going to sound a bit silly, but one of those is Cypher. The cyber cages on defense for John Cutie are going to be smoking off really important things when they site anchor. But on this map, the Viper utility is always in the same spot every round. You always throw basically the same C wall, and you always throw the same A orb. So the Omen smokes are really important, and that might take TenZ a little longer to optimize properly. I'm a Viper orb purist. Any round that your Viper doesn't throw the orb here, I'm going to mold about it, okay? That's just the deal that we have, right? I was molding when the Chinese teams weren't putting the Viper orb there. I'm going to mold when Zellsis doesn't put the orb there on Nika round as well. So this time, Team Liquid triple swing window, knowing that Sentinels have been trying to break this turret repeatedly. John Cutie's also swapped up his defensive setup because it was getting smoked off every now and then by Mystic. I think only once, but maybe I've missed a second time where it happened. So he's got the alarm bot over towards Garage. So John's much more resilient against somebody trying to lurk past his setup. The alarm bot goes down though. Was that to a shock or something? Oh no, that's to a nano swarm. Okay, nice nano swarm by Nats. That takes down the alarm bot and probably would take down a turret as well. That's why I actually like putting an alarm bot close, but maybe it's a bad idea because if people get close, then they can hear it and it's more easy to break. I'm not sure. One thing that I'm noticing a lot about Sentinels is that they're playing 3 on A a ton. And I think actually they might be missing something, which is that you don't have to play 3A when you have this Viper Orb, because even just by playing 2 or sometimes even 1 on A, you can just flood the players in from CT. I think it's fine if it feels like a big, heavy A hit, but I think Sentinels are really missing a trick here by keeping too many people on A when they have a setup that's specifically designed to get reinforcements quickly. If you're playing 3 on the site anyway, I mean, the orb is still useful. The orb is crazy, but it's not playing to your advantages. I also haven't really seen TenZ playing on top of the box very much, which is a crazy good position to play from. And that's weird because TenZ loves playing on top of TikTok boxes. Alright, Zekken's got quite a job to do here, actually. He had to watch over towards Garage because of the lack of alarm bot, and he then found a pick towards bottom C. So, great awareness from him. Sassy looking to fight. Orb. Any orbers? Any orbers? Oh, well, I guess. Any orbers? Any Viper orbers? I mean, Nats can't win this round. I'm beginning to see what you mean about Zelsis playing with his keyboard disconnected. Oh. This is where, again, you want to see TenZ probably hold on to smokes. So TenZ is smoked at the beginning of the round in A lobby, and then as soon as the hit comes through on C, he smokes the choke point, even though they're playing retake. So TenZ is going to be able to get... Oh, what is that? Dude, I can never land those shots. Okay, so TenZ now gets his second smoke up. They're going to try to get in. They break the lockdown as well. They smoke the spike? No, they smoke deep down C long. TenZ manages to teleport in front of the breach ult almost. He killed Yampy with the ult. It's a really odd lockdown placement, isn't it, from Nats? And Liquid don't even try to defend it properly, even with the breach ult. That feels like a pretty big toss of a round from Liquid. Just to go back a little bit to this point, they just abandoned this lockdown, despite the fact that they have a breach ult to punish everybody that's trying to play for it. Maybe they just... I don't know, maybe they just don't think Sentinels are going to fight for it? And then none of them use the breach ult to actually go forwards, and they just get sprayed. That looks like a pretty horrible post plant to me. Zelsis with the pit at the very beginning of the round over towards C. He's still put the orb on A though, which is good. Fast play into B. And Nats kills TenZ. TenZ had like a little jump there that just exposed his body for a moment. But even if he tucked in the corner and tried to teleport away, he was not in a great spot. Just got countered by what Liquid were going for, which was a very instant jet dash play. It's not a bad idea though to sometimes play on top of that box on B. Going for a Garage post plant flank. Oh, and they don't think Mystic is here. Mystic gets a kill with the shorty. And now Nats is on the reflank. True, true.
It's going to be Yampi who cleans up that. There's no counter. Well, the counter operator here for Keiko, but it just gets shut down.
A lot of the early rounders come down to pressuring this middle lane of the map. Who breaks the turret that Nats is going to try to throw? Are the defenders posted on B? Are the attackers going to triple swing window? You know, that kind of thing. And Liquid are trying to play really quickly here as well. We saw an instant B hit in the previous round. Now we're seeing a very quick C hit as well. Nobody's set up to flood defend on C, so this is going to be a full retake. I don't think there's any reason for Tens to be smoking B at the beginning here when his team had an op posted on it. But I don't think he's going to get punished for it too much. One player got detained. Oh my god, Mystic got caught by that. Oh my god, Mystic got around the corner. Okay, but they get the smoke on the spike this time, which is the first time they've managed to do that. Oh, almost. We don't really see it, but Sassy should be favored against Yampi there, because Sassy's coming for a flank through window, and Yampi has to leave garage, so Sassy should be watching garage. We don't really see the POV. Maybe Yampi just hits a disgusting shot. And then Yampi also manages to pick up another, so just a fucking huge round from Yampi. And Tens doesn't really anticipate where Yampi is. Thinks that he's probably going back into garage, which, reasonable assumption. No Viper Orb again on A this round. Not that they're using it anyway.
That's the setup that they wanted here from Sentinels. It allows them to have a bit more firepower.
Team Liquid's games against T1 and EDG, Keiko played fine. And he's still doing his job really well in this map. But he's playing a really hard entry role. I don't know, he just isn't safe. He's not safe, he's not Zekken, but he's pretty good. Somebody in chat yesterday said he's like Defo, and I think I agree with that. He's a job doer, he's a role-playing entry player. Starting 3 on A again at the beginning of this round, which, yeah, I don't think is necessary. Are they going to try and double face? Again, one of the big reasons that you play this Viper Orb is that if you put the Viper Orb up, you can have 2 players fight short without getting punished by the person long. But in this setup, if you put the Viper Orb up, or even if you don't, you've got Sassy trying to hold off the long players while you double fight short. It's just unnecessary. The Viper Orb's already doing this stuff. You don't need... They're just not really... They're not utilizing it. Even with their setups, even with the way that they're theoretically approaching their defense, they're not thinking about how they can make the orb work for them. Flash recon as the nanoswarms fade. Oh, they didn't break the alarm bot. Nats, though, catches a kill onto Tens, who was looking to try to, like, lurk back up. And, yeah, it's over. Oh, let's take a look at the replay there, actually, of what Tens did. Because I assumed he just contacted down short and lost the duel, but it looks like he tried to paranoia. Oh my god. Oh, Jesus Christ. What am I watching? You know, I liked it better when I didn't see the POV of what Tens did. I was happy to shoot him a ton of bail there and just be like, yeah, just classic, contacted down short, thought he could find a timing, and ended up getting punished, and now he's fucking jumping around with the paranoia in his hand. Like, what are you up to? Mystic in spawn. And Keiko there covering the people from B. What a cool round. Dude, Liquid have got so many nice ideas. Okay, so now I can say my piece. At the beginning of this map, I wanted to figure out whether Sentinels looked really bad on this map or whether Liquid looked really good. And I think it's both, but in a way where if Sentinels were playing better, like if they were playing the stuff better that we were talking about, not necessarily having 3 players over towards A all the time, actually getting value out of their Viper utility much more heavily, I think it still wouldn't matter too much. I think Liquid have got such nice ideas on this map. Remember that they absolutely bungled the pistol round and they're still up 8-4 in this half. Rounds like this are really difficult to deal with, even if you play excellently. While I do think this map looks like it's lower down in the Sentinels map pool, and it looks like they've got some fundamental understanding problems of what they're doing with this Viper composition. I think I'm rating the Liquid Haven coming off the back of this as well. This team has not got the most firepower in the world, but they've got some very good ideas, and their coordination on these set plays and these, like, yeah, ideas that they're bringing looks really clean. I think if Sentinels played the map significantly better, if Sentinels were a genuinely really good Viper team, I think this would still be quite a competitive game. I think Liquid would still have chances to win. Which is pretty impressive to say about a team playing the Breach Sova comp, which I think is generally worse. Yeah, Zeken's flank here looks devastating. Oh, Zeken whiffs. Enzo was missing every shot, and then he hits the shot that matters. Yeah, no time for John. He just owns Nats at the end through a smoke, just for a bit of fuck you power. It nearly gets knifed. Okay, let's take a look at them with actual rifles in their hands then, Sentinels on attack. Ooh, Tens gets caught by that recon dart. There's plenty of recon darts there that wouldn't hit Tens, but usually Omens are going to try to TP over towards long, or just try to quietly walk down short with someone breaking recon. They smoke and are looking to try to pressure garage. The paranoia, I like that from Sassy. They don't allow the dog to get broken. What is Zeken up to here? I don't know what he was originally trying to do, just fight somebody that was going to be over towards B. Oh no, he's setting up for this B exec. Ah, they're going to double swing up. That's quite cool. That's quite a cool idea, to have the Omen also go into the jet smoke, but both of them end up missing their shots when they're when they should be favored to entry there. And Zeken should be able to kill Enzo in this position and ends up dying. If Sassy then flashes for Tens to peek, I think Tens has a much better chance of being able to get the kill onto Yampi here. And instead, Tens just kind of runs into backside, dies. There's still a trade there though. Oh, the timing. Mystic's got such a fast timing through Garage. This is devastating. But this is a really nice play by Mystic. It's not necessarily awful by Sentinels. It's just that Mystic realized it was a fake so early on and found this timing. Zelsis should be able to get the kill here though. And now it's a 2v1. And I don't see how Keiko can win this. Yeah, so it's a bit sloppy, but it gets the job done. The retake utility coming from Liquid should be really large, but also Zelsis should make this really difficult to get through, because he has the Viper Orb and the Snake Bites. They also have the Paranoia that they can throw as well, so they've got tons of counter utility. Okay, so you can drop Orb here and save juice. There we go. Okay, so he's saving a bit of juice. So now he can put the Orb back up. He can throw his Snake Bite. John Cutie there tried to play in front of the Viper Orb, which I find to be quite bizarre. I guess he's trying to play off the Paranoia, but I just don't think that... Yeah, I mean, they throw a Paranoia and try and fight in front of the Viper Orb, which to me is just nonsensical. The Paranoia is really good because it counters the retake utility. It's not good because you're trying to get kills off it. It's good because it neutralizes the stun and the recon, or maybe a drone, or, you know, some piece of utility, or maybe even multiple pieces of utility that are being thrown by the retakers. So John Cutie goes 1 for 1, and then Tens goes down as well, and they just don't have enough players alive. Sentinels with decent weaponry are now in a post-plant A, but they're not going to be able to get the plant down easily. Oh, and Celsius gets tagged. A lot of pressure coming through right now. Celsius, again, is inside the orb. That's the second player in 2 post plants that's died inside their own Viper Orb, which is a weird way of playing these things. Let me go back and just have a look. What is Zelsis actually using his snake bites for in this round? He uses the first one at the beginning of the round to stop the short push. But then he uses the second one here. Which, I don't know what that does, to be honest. Did you guys see that? Just to show you again. So Mystic throws a one-way on the middle door, and then he teleports into this really good little spot, which is on top of a box. You've got a great angle here even when the smoke fades, but it gets him on the other side of this this Viper wall, and he's also doing that with a stun, and the stun doesn't land on him because of that gap at the beginning. So that's a really nice set play that I could see catching TenZ or Zelsis if they were pushing down A short in one of these rounds. So they have TenZ posted really deep down A. They drone out through B, and TenZ might be telling them at the moment, I don't hear anything over this side. The operator's over towards C as well, so John is calling for them to pivot A. John is like, go A, go A, go A, go A. They've pushed out B, their op is on C. Let's go A. Zelsis taking a risk, continuing to lurk even though they're down a player, rather than getting in a position where he can actually play the post plant with his orb and his snakebite, which again I think is the... remember, there's a lot of pro teams that call this the protect the president comp, where the idea is that you're protecting the Viper to get into post plant positions, because the Viper is just crazy good in post plant. So the idea there that Zelsis is going for the lurk while the rest of his team reacts into A, just again doesn't make too much sense to me. John with a counter ultimate. Now John is going to get pushed here. John needs help. They go 1-for-1 down short. Keiko catches one. They back away from the attacker's killjoy. Ult. Oh, little flash. How do they dodge that, man? How does Mystic dodge that? Oh, and Keiko straight onto it. Dude, guys, how can you guys be mad about Keiko? How can you guys be mad about Keiko? He's playing really nicely. He didn't overcommit to fighting John Cutie when he ulted in the corner. He's got discipline and he's happy to be aggressive. I like Keiko. So the way in which Paper X dominated Sentinels is that they were good on the attack side, where Sentinels has previously struggled on defense, which is the first step for Team Liquid. And then also, when Sentinels moved to the attack side, they just dumped utility into this area of the map so that Sentinels wasn't able to go for A execs. But step one, stop Sentinels from winning any rounds on their defense. Normally, Sentinels look pretty bad on defense. They tried to run a lot of trap plays with the Breach. Zelsis is now playing the Breach and TenZ is playing the Omen. Let's see what's cracking. TenZ gets stunned at the beginning, but Zelsis is in a spot to support that. Paranoia used to try to stop them from coming in, but it doesn't land on anybody, and Team Liquid still just walk in, even though they're in a 4v5. I like Mystic's positioning. Sentinel's trying to get into backside. Zelsis with a good stun. Oh, but Mystic already finds the timing onto him. Wow, Mystic really anticipated that stun coming through, because I actually really love that stun. The stun comes through here, catching all the people that are going to be in these tucked spots in post plant. Wow, they just stick inside the smoke as well. Good smoke on the spike. Wow, second deep down mid. Keiko responds. A nice play by Keiko. Well done, Keiko. I'm going to try and counter some of this negativity in the chat. Good reactions. TenZ getting 2 kills just by holding little crack angles. I like the way that TenZ is playing this. Hits a... Oh my god. They can't get through him. I love the way that TenZ played that, by the way. He's playing an aggressive angle. He backs off to the next angle. He throws a good smoke. He's throwing good utility. He's using his teleporters to get back on. That's really good Omen gameplay to defend Elbow. Playing Elbow as Omen makes it much more difficult for you to support on B with smokes That's one of the biggest weaknesses of playing Omen in that area. But apart from that, it's an amazing spot to play Omen from. There's just so much you can do in that area. That's a weird one. John's used all of his utility as well. He just needs help in backside. Keiko playing really nicely. Dude, Keiko's popping the fuck off. Chat, Keiko's playing really nicely. You guys are haters. That is absurd from Yampi. He no-scope headshots him to win the round while Zekken's on 150 health. He's just cheating.
Use that trapwire play, kind of expecting the contact on the other side of the angle there to get the kill. Whoa, the no-scope!
And it's the headshot. I mean, so good
to the angle there to get the kill.
The dome. That's going to be Team Liquid with finally a point on the board. Sassy, he is
hey, nice utility to try to punish Sassy, but Zekken's on the other side, and no one's stopping him. Oh, and the flash is nice from Zelsis as well.
That is the push shut down. A bit more mental pressure onto Sentinels.
Yeah.
Ten's playing over towards B main this time. Swapping Sassy over in this direction. Holy fuck. Well, that's a cool little play. Tell you what, that's a much nicer trap play than what they were going for before, where they were doing that like stun re-swing into B main. God damn. The flash haunt and push. What I'm thinking about here is there any chance that this goes really wrong for Sentinels if a team just holds their ground and shoots Zekken? But they're already getting pushed back by the double flash and the haunt. So I think it's really difficult for a team to try to just hold guns out here because they're getting pumped with Initiator utility. And certainly good against teams like this that are going to telegraph where they're taking the map because they're playing double Initiator. I think that's going to be a harder trap play to run against a Omen Viper or Harbor Viper team that tries to really slowly take the map because they're going to give you less cues. But yeah, that's a fantastic setup. I like it. Tens has been heard.
He does dodge it, but they hear it. Nats is close enough, and there's the double. Oh!
Huh?
What?
Huh? Huh? How'd he kill all three of them? I mean, they have bad weaponry, but what the fuck? He gets a 4K when they know that he's here. Nice by Keiko. Where are these terrible rounds by Keiko? Are they all on when he's playing defense? He's had like one bad round so far. Liquid are really finding it difficult though. Their composition indicates where they're going on the map so heavily. And Sentinels have got enough counter utility to be able to throw to try to stop them getting control of these areas. And they're not being able to really pull off lurks well enough. They need some kind of fake plays or distraction for a lurker to make something happen against a team that's playing like Sentinels. Oh, I like that smoke. I think. Yeah. That seems like a really good smoke to stop somebody playing on top of the box. And Zekken still gets a kill from on top of the box. Yeah, nice from Keiko and Nats. This is rough though, because you've got to swing this. Yeah, good. Really nice trade by Nats as well, and Keiko getting 3. Where are the bad rounds from Keiko? Dude, actually though, basically people might have overreacted. Maybe. Maybe. We'll see though, we'll see.
They're so good about reading this.
Yeah, I mean, they hear the showstopper, and there's just no hesitation. They empty the site as well. Once again, Saucy on the site. Team Liquid this time.
Oh!
Goes way too high.
Okay. He just sent that into the back of the site I don't think he even reacted to the fact that Sassy was on his screen.
Now there's the seize on top of the aftershock. It's just chaos.
Yeah, that one's a bit of a tragedy. This punish afterwards is so good. I mean, the seize to try and catch anybody that's playing close, the swing, the aftershock, it just, the flash. Fantastic utility from Zelsis. He's just util dumps. I gotta say, that's definitely the most impressive defensive half that I've seen from Sentinels. I think part of that is because they're playing against a team that's very telegraphed in where they're going around the map. And that makes it easier for them to throw good Initiator counter utility. But if they continue having good defense halves like this against other teams, their Sunset's going to be a real banger. This is really aggressive in mid from Liquid and kind of all over the place. Mystics kind of missed the smoke as well. There's a bit of a gap on it on the other side. And Sentinels eventually make the call to run over to A, which seems like a good idea to me. The smoke is fractionally late that allows Zekken to die, but they do get it up. Oh, what a shot. And now they've got the potential for Sassy to play with 10s, but instead they're going to try to fight. Dynamic post plant. Hello. Oh, what a play by 10s. I like the idea of that, actually. Oh, there's no way John killed Nats there. There's no fucking way. And he wins the round! Dude, you can't tell me. You can't fucking tell me that Keiko's a weak link on this team. Shut the fuck up. He's trying his best. He's going nuts. The slander's outrageous, chat. It's outrageous. God damn. Another kill that's great from John there. John's skill is so high. Swapping the guns around. Like us in DayZ. Drop them in the vicinity. Mystics tapping from inside. It's a cool play by 10s. What an eco round by Sentinels. Zekken getting an entry onto Nats by playing hyper-aggressive with a hero stinger. John being able to pick up another kill on the lurk with his ghost. And then they managed to get the post plant working with 10s with a nice teleport. Cool idea. And they've already communicated that beforehand, I think, too. Which is why they were swapping the guns around. So this is the kind of thing that Liquid were never really doing on their attack side, which is mixing in some contacting stuff. And I think this just confuses the defenders so much when you're able to contact around the map and then suddenly burst on them. Team Liquid have realized that this was fake pressure over towards A fairly early on, though. They've used their stun, I think they used like a flash recon or something, to be able to clear out this A area. So now they know that it's going to be over towards B. You can see that they've got 3 or 4 players ready to stop this B hit from coming through. Mystic's on top as well. Doesn't get greedy with it, just gets 1 kill and then backs away. I'd like to see Team Liquid try to get into backside, which they do with the stun and the paranoia. This is a lovely round by Liquid. Yeah, fantastic round by Team Liquid. They got the information that it was a B hit really early on by using the Initiator utility on A nicely, going for a re-clear, and then they stack B, use their utility to get Flood into backside, push everybody out, and get kills in the meantime. 10s, ults, all the way to the back. Gets it cancelled. Does that really get his team very much space? They breach ult. Oh. That is a gutting one for Keiko. Keiko should have been able to kill Sassy there. And the fact that Sassy's able to like jiggle in and out of the cage and somehow get the kill is devastating. Sentinels players able to outskill it there. Sassy outskilled Keiko. I can't remember who it was that swung A-Link, but they got an outskilled play as well. Alright, oh, good cancel. Kelko goes down. How does Keiko get 2 here? So Yampi's stunning for that. I thought Yampi was stunning for B main, but he also catches people like deep down that mid connector.
That's round over, essentially.
And it's a nice cage by John to try and keep himself safe, but Keiko gets both. They're both just stunned up. Liquid have definitely got a lot of good defensive ideas on every map. They're a very idea-dense team on the defense side, but a lot of their ideas are defensive aggression.
Just a little bit more space. Sentinels trying to work with what they got here. Well, at least buy some time. But
I like that play. Being proactive there with Zekken and Tens to try and see if they can find a pick on somebody on A. They need some kind of advantage, because otherwise Keiko's just going to ult in, 4v3 retake. Very difficult for Sen. Yeah. Keiko's ulting from so far away here because he's worried about Zekken and Tens because they just pushed the smoke at CT. So I can understand that aspect, but then it's really difficult to get a kill with an ult at that point, and that's such a common spot for someone to be playing from that I think you need people posted on it.
He drops. The paint shows to buy time. Ten's still watching the other angle.
I think eventually when people are really comfortable with Sunset, that position is just going to permanently have someone playing there. Nasty good round from Zekken at the end. Zekken did gap Keiko, but that's not because Keiko was playing badly. That's because Zekken was playing fucking insanely. This is the first map that I've seen from Liquid where it looks like they might need to reassess their approach to the map a little bit, because it was just so easy for Sentinels to get a read on where they were on the attack side. Whenever Liquid were trying to pressure A, Sentinels knew that they were A and were throwing good counter utility. Whenever they tried to go for like a B exec or a B split or something, it was just so obvious where they were because they used so much good utility, but the utility just gives away exactly what they're doing. It was good to see Sentinels playing well on their defense side. Their attack is normally good on this map. I think Tens looks pretty comfortable on the Omen here. I'm still not happy with their Haven. I think their Haven looks pretty weak. And I feel like we haven't seen Sentinels play a lot of maps recently. During the off-season, I don't think have we seen them play like Ascent, for example? Yeah, this is where Tens was playing the KO, and he looked really out of sorts on the KO on this map. Bizarre setup though, with John playing Omen there. I think they played previously with Zelsis on Smokes though. Yeah, Zelsis is on Smokes here and John's on Killjoy, but this still looked really, really rough.